Hello and welcome to Don't Blame Me, a podcast where we, Meghan and
Melisa,
give you wonderful, life-changing advice. If you want some advice, give us a call at 310-694-0976 or send us a audio message or an email to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And we have some fun topics on today's episode.
We're going to be talking about homie hopping, which, thank you both so much for bringing that to our attention, that phrase to our attention a long time ago, and I use it in my everyday life, and I'm glad that I could drop it here again. What else are we talking about, Meghan?
We're talking about what to do when your mom is guilt-tripping you for hanging out with your dad and his new girlfriend, and we also have an update of the eggs in one basket girl, and we do find out, in fact, approximately how many eggs are in that basket. And it's a lot.
It's a lot. And we're going to be talking also about, we don't just do advice here. We talk about pop culture and current events. And we're also, Megan's got information to share with me.
Yeah. Meghan loves a segue. I can tie absolutely anything that someone calls in on this podcast to a non sequitur conversation for Melissa and I to have.
Yeah, so we talked about Patagonia. Don't sue us. Sorry,
don't sue us. Trademarks.
Right. Talked about Keke's freestyle. Talking about government stuff like we usually do. And I'm trying to quell Megan's emotions.
Yeah. Melissa's very positive, and she's got that great mindset that we're all going to be adopting.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
So you're saying with Hilton Honors, I can use points for a free night stay anywhere?
Anywhere.
What about fancy places like the Canopy in Paris?
Yeah, Hilton Honors, baby.
Or relaxing sanctuaries like the Conrad in Tulum?
Hilton Honors, baby.
Ooh, what about the 5-star Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives?
Are you gonna do this for all 9,000 properties?
When you want points that can take you anywhere, anytime, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
First up, I need help because I think I may have accidentally wandered into the emotional Hunger Games. Oof, you know how I feel about the Hunger Games.
And you know how I feel.
I broke up with my ex about a year ago, but we live in the same neighborhood, go to the same bars. I need to cleanse my mind of this actually isn't going to be about children murdering each other, and we're just using this as a phrase because I was same neighborhood. Oh no, district. I'm getting a little too fangirl. Okay. I broke up with my ex about a year ago, but we still live in the same neighborhood, go to the same bars, and somehow know every person within a 5-mile radius. So even though we're not together, he is still very much a character in my weekly programming. A few months ago, I casually hung out with one of his friends. It was not a big romance. It was more like 2 drinks, one awkward almost date, and then we both silently agreed to pretend it never happened. But now there's another friend.
Oh, gosh.
And not just any friend, his best friend.
No.
We've always been friendly, but we recently started talking more, and it's become very obvious that there was something there. We both knew it was probably messy because of my ex, so we were trying to be responsible adults, which lasted approximately 12 minutes. We hung out, and we kissed. It wasn't planned, but it happened. Immediately afterward, I told him we need to tell my ex because I didn't want to be sneaky or make things worse. He did, and my ex texted me furious, way angrier than I expected. Now I feel horrible. I don't want to be the girl who blows up a friend group. I also don't want to make myself the villain of a story that's basically she dated one guy, almost dated his friend, and then kissed his best friend. When you zoom out, I look like I'm collecting men from the same starter pack. Is it worth exploring with this guy, or is this too messy to even touch? Okay, you at no point said you live in a small town. You just said you live in the same neighborhood.
Maybe it's a bureau in New York.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is
and
very much...
And you go to the same bars.
Yeah. Williamsburg, Murray Hill, you're just really going for it. I'm going to try and... I think you're lazy.
You're being a homie hopper, as Bose once put it. Can you not? There's got to be more people around. If you're going to the bars and you're just running into people, I'm sorry, but you're just not trying enough. Are you going to the bars by yourself and being like, oh, there's somebody I recognize, and then going to hang out with him? If so, go to a different bar. Stop.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like one of those toxic doctors who you go in and being like, hey, I have a lump on my breast. And they're like, well, have you tried losing weight? Have you tried, squatting more? Your knees. that I'm telling you, you're being lazy. Like, you are fundamentally being lazy, and lazy dick is easy dick, and you don't want easy dick. Like,
No.
and also, like, I can't stress enough that, like, I think I'm glad you're thinking about yourself. I'm glad you're able to, like, acknowledge when you zoom out, you're like, yeah, I'm definitely the villain. But I also need you to recognize that this should not be attractive in these other guys. It should not be attractive that they are willing to fuck over their best friend, because technically they're the ones who owe something to him. You should not find that hot. Like, that should be an ultimate turnoff. But it's like, oh, if this is how you treat your friends, how would you treat me? How would you treat someone that you date? And to me, I find the whole thing so easily avoidable, considering you said 5 mile radius. What about that bar on mile 6?
Right. 5.2. Just get out. Please. Get out the radius.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 26. And I'm not going to say that I have been there exactly. I was dating a guy. I moved across the country to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
His best friend did reach out to me. I had absolutely no interest in that man. No, thank you. But then also this other friend that was hot. Like, I'm not going to lie. He was hot. But also, it had been a couple years and I was living in Los Angeles, far away from Arkansas. And we did hook up and it was amazing. Everything that I dreamt it could be. But again, like, we weren't in the same area and I never had to see that man again.
Yeah.
If you're going in the same 5 mile radius, you're still going to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of that.
And it's also kind of fucked up because, like, that means he could, like, walk in at any time of you on dates with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like, if a man was doing this to you, like, he would be a demon. And I'm not calling you a demon because, you know, that's reserved for men. But, like, that would be a behavior that you're like, oh my God, you're a fucking sociopath. Like, you're going out of your way to date all of my friends. And how upset would you be at your friends? Because those are the ones who owe you something. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, like, knowing about, understanding that, like, yeah, some things happen. Sometimes things are messy. And sometimes it's, like, worth the risk and how that works out. But fundamentally, the idea that, like, feelings or any of this is inevitable or unavoidable is just false. And that's what we tell ourselves when we're being a little bit fucking lazy.
Unless this is the love of your life and this is the person you're going to end up with. That's the only way it's going to be worth it. And then you're going to be like, well, how do I know if I don't give it a chance? Is that what you're really willing to risk?
Yeah. Like, I also would love to know, like, how long you and him dated and, like, if you lived together or what. But you are without a doubt the villain in his story. You are creating absolute shockwaves through these friend groups. And it is so incredibly avoidable. And I have to say, if I was your friend, one time I would be like, okay, especially if, like, it was, like, a bad relationship, you know, get one back, go for it. The second time I'd be like, okay, now unfortunately I am in fact embarrassed. Like, I am getting secondhand embarrassment. And as your friends, that's why we're telling you, stop doing this. Take an extra 7 steps to a different bar, anywhere else. Like, maybe one more stop on the train. That's it.
Please.
That's it.
Please.
For the sake of everybody, because I promise you that if you didn't have this undeniable chemistry and love with these guys who you have known because they were friends with your ex, if, like, that already wasn't there and be like, we have to break up, like, it turns out you are my soulmate, you are just wreaking havoc for absolutely no, you're just, like, destroying buildings in your path, and then you're gonna walk away and they're gonna be left to pick up the pieces.
So let's make better choices. Unless you're moving.
Yeah.
Are you gonna move?
A last hurrah.
Right.
Maybe suggest, like, a throuple, all of them. Or a quad, all 4 of you together.
I was going to say, that's more than 3.
Love Island, Melissa, it was almost Challengers. They had a girl sleep with 2 guys on the bed on either side of her, and they both were trying to kiss her. And I was like, now I am in that situation. I go, no, you 2 kiss.
Yeah.
No matter what. No matter what. So, but if you're going to mess with a friend group, at least make them kiss.
So did it not happen?
No. She wasn't interested in one guy.
Oh, okay. Well, find
and
another.
I'll be real, I didn't want to see that one guy do it either.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's make better choices for our thruples, too.
Exactly. If you're going to fuck with a friend group, at least make them kiss.
Yeah. And I would like to see it. Actually, I don't. Y'all are 26.
No, I don't want to see that. But
Me
hey,
either.
other circumstances, other situations, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. How was your weekend?
My weekend, what was my weekend? I have been so productive because my in-laws are coming into town tomorrow. And that's when I am like, I have to clean. Like this, I gotta get everything done. And I have been making strides. Every day Mats comes home from work and he goes, oh my God. And I go, I know. I am in fact amazing.
What state is your home in?
It's specifically like stuff that we've had. I'm like hanging up. I hung up like 10 photos. Like I'm hanging up things on the wall. And like I'm not like
still haven't done that.
He's not shocked and like there's like trash everywhere. And
Yeah, that's what I was like. You living like a hoarder over there?
No. But like I'm like moving things around and I'm putting away things that we had like some boxes from like storage of things that we finally moved away, and I reorganized our bedroom and I got rid of we had an extra basket full of all these linens, but it was like overflowing. And so got rid of that. And so like it's all very like fresh and crisp and clean. I also had a spider mite infestation.
I don't even know what a spider mite is.
It's something that happens to plants. That's all I know.
Okay. Those little tiny that are like wispy spiders?
I don't know if that's what they grow into, but like I know that like what I'm tackling is the eggs and like all that stuff. And so that took me, I'm not kidding, 7 hours. 7 hours on one plant. And I did that, and I did the rest of my plants and this room, which is my office, which is the one that is like by far the most shit show. This is like the last one that I started to tackle yesterday. But I'm proud, and we did a lot of planting, and I'm just like, getting everything together, which I feel like my entire life is like, now I'm actually gonna get my shit together. But it's always inspiring because unlike everyone else who like they view that as like the 1st of January, I can have that mindset flip of a coin. Like immediately I'll be like, you know what, today's the day I actually changed my whole fucking life. And I'm constantly living on that precipice, and it's an exciting time when I'm there. So that's been fun.
I'm in that same mindset too.
Hell yeah.
Any moment can be a new pivot.
Yep.
And so, I've been going to the doctor. I got my tits checked last week. So
nice.
Everybody
Did they have to
do
the big squeeze?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it takes 5 minutes. It doesn't hurt. The worst part is that I'm short. So I have to go up a little bit, like on my tiptoes.
They don't give you an apple box?
No.
Rude.
No.
They don't give you that thing that
because there are people shorter than me.
Yeah.
So it should be.
Well, like I always think of the kids who, when they have to get, is it MRIs or X-rays, and they put them in the blender? Shaped thing. Yeah. I feel like they would have like a more dignified adult version of that.
Right. And then I got my skin checked, not like dermatologist skin, but like whole body skin, where they're checking for like mole movement and stuff like that. So got that done on Tuesday. If you haven't bought new underwear in a while, time to do that.
Melissa, I tried to brave. I was at the mall. And I was like, oh, Victoria's Secret, let me go see if I can get more underwear. First of all, everything's synthetic. And then there were so many 11-year-olds that I was like, I have to get out of here. I have to do this online. Because I desperately need new underwear, though.
Yes. So, like, every year and a half, I throw all my underwear out and buy more. And so I got this Instagram ad for these underwear called Cheek Boss. And I was like, what is this?
Ooh.
So I looked at it, and they're like, you can get 3 pairs of underwear for $7. So, like, and I was like, okay, let me just do that. It might have been $5 actually. And so I did that, and I was like, let me see what these underwear are about. They're the best underwear I've ever had. They're good, and they're cute. They're really cute. And so I got those, and I was like, I love these. So then I just bought 30 more pairs of them.
Hell yeah.
I did that. I got new linens for my bed. I'm going to finally put up my actual curtains and not have those tacked up. Yep.
Yeah. I need to work on that for our living room.
Yeah.
Roman shades. But God, I think it's my least favorite household thing is putting up fucking curtains.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. And the thing is, the ones in here, I put them up immediately. But the ones in my bedroom, I never really put them up.
I don't think that you would have seen this because I don't know. This feels like something that wouldn't have come across your desk. But just like as a PSA, yesterday, I saw this on Reddit. Yesterday evening, Pasadena, everyone who lived in Pasadena got a notification that there was going to be private U.S. military training until 1 a.m. at an undisclosed location, and you would be hearing shotguns, simulated fire, and simulated bombs. And everyone called, like, the city, apparently, and they were like, we have no idea. We were just, like, told this, like, completely random. And it's, like, the day before the last day of school. So, like, today was, like, the last day of school for kids.
Oh, my gosh.
And they didn't say where it was, and people started posting videos. It's the most insane thing ever. It's, like, bright flashes. It literally sounds like warfare for hours.
Yeah, because they're practicing it.
And they didn't say anything. And they're like, oh, they're practicing for urban warfare. That's it. And I was like,
That's icky.
that's really scary.
Yeah.
Real scary. Real scary. So,
Well, on that note, we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we'll get into more advice.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
There's no one way to practice yoga, and there's no one way to dress for it either. The new Groove Relaxed Cinch Pant from Lululemon changes the shape of your practice. Rediscover our Barely There Nulu fabric in a relaxed fit that lets you bend, breathe, and flow, with a cinchable hem for adjusting the shape throughout the day. It gives you more space to feel your best, on and off the mat. The new Groove Relaxed Cinch Pant, now available at lululemon.com.
Ready to soundtrack your summer? With Red Bull Summer All Day Play, you choose a playlist that fits your summer vibe the best. Are you a festival fanatic, a deep end DJ, a road dog, or a trail mixer? Just add a song to your chosen playlist and put your summer on track. Red Bull Summer All Day Play. Red Bull gives you wings. Visit redbull.com/brightsummer to learn more. See you this summer.
we're back. And it's time for some more advice.
All right. I am 23, she, her. I love the podcast. Thanks. It feels like therapy, but funnier and less expensive. My parents divorced when I was in high school, and honestly, they handled it way better than most people. They're friendly, they can sit at the same table, and we still do family dinner sometimes without anyone throwing wine or dramatically storming out. You think life is just the Real Housewives, but okay.
I was about to say, well, hey, this does sound lovely. This sounds really impressive.
I know I'm lucky. The issue is my mom. My dad has a serious girlfriend now, and sometimes I'll hang out with them. Nothing wild. We'll go to brunch, see a movie, or go to some random street festival where my dad suddenly acts like he invented live music. But whenever I do anything with my dad and his girlfriend, my mom gets weird. She'll say she's fine with it, then later she'll hit me with comments like, well, I guess your dad's house is more fun, or don't worry about me, I'm used to being forgotten. One time she texted me, glad you found your new family, because I went apple picking with them. Apple picking. I was holding a cider donut, not signing adoption papers. She also says I love my dad more, which makes me feel awful because it's not true. I love them both, but in different ways because they are different people. I don't want to feel guilty every time I have a good time with my dad. I understand my mom might feel lonely or replaced, but I don't think it's fair that I'm being made responsible for managing that. How do I respond when she makes those loose guilt trip comments without sounding cold or starting a whole emotional courtroom drama?
I don't know why you're trying to avoid those two things at the end. Because I think you're allowed to sound as cold as you want, and I think you can be the litigator in a courtroom drama if she decides to make it that.
Yeah, but I think she's trying to keep the peace without making her mom feel worse than her mom already feels about her dad moving on, and I'm guessing the mom hasn't. If she has moved on, then that's even more weird, but I'm guessing the mom hasn't moved on.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, like, I don't know. I think, like, wanting to keep the peace is, like, wonderful in concept, but so not your responsibility, and also like something that's quite possibly out of your control. And so I think like if that's the goal of like I want to keep the peace and I don't want this to be escalated, I think have that be the temporary goal, but not like the fundamental, that's like the end all be all. Because like ultimately like if you are, because like what I would say would be like, hey, that makes me really sad to hear that. It makes me feel really bad, and I want to have a good relationship with you and with Dad. You're not being forgotten. I love you so much. I don't love him more than I love you. But like those kinds of accusations hurt me as your kid. And I don't think that's fair, because it will, like, that does create conflict in our relationship. Like, I don't want to tell you what I've been up to because I've been hanging out with them, and it is creating a distance between us. And I think like it would be great if it's wanting to schedule more fun things for you and I to go out and do together, for sure. Sometimes it's easier, like you said, if she's single, sometimes it's easier when like someone's in a new relationship. The person in the new relationship will be like, let's go do these things. Like you're going out and doing more stuff. And if your mom is in like the same house and things are just kind of feel like you go out and do fun things with them and you are at home, it's like the Disneyland dad aspect of it. And so if it's that, being like, let's go do these kinds of things together. But if it is ultimately just like, she just wants to bitch, be like, hey, you got divorced. You're entitled to want to bitch. I'm not the right audience for that. Like your friends, a therapist, something. But like when you do that to me, that affects our relationship, and that doesn't make us any closer.
Right. Like at one point you did have some type of feelings for him. This is the father that you chose for me, basically. And so, like, do you not want me to just have a relationship with my father? Or are you still carrying a torch for him, too? Like, were you hoping that one day y'all might get back together? Because that does happen with some parents that get divorced. But do things with her, too, if that's what she wants to do. Or is she just like a can't say that word. Don't know why I even tried. So is she just like a grouch that, like, wants to stay at home and just bitch about what's going on? Or were those things that, because you said that your parents were like amicable and were still like y'all would do things together, is he now doing those things with the new girlfriend that y'all would do as a family? And now she's like, you're being taken out of that, broke up this tight-knit group that we had, period. And now he's got a new girlfriend. Now the three of us aren't doing those things together. You're doing it with the two of them.
Yeah, or maybe she thought that like she would be the one with the relationship, a more serious relationship first, and that she would be the one to get to do these things with you. But I mean, it sounds like, and again, not your responsibility. Sounds like your mom has like a lot of like misplaced resentment and anger that's not your responsibility, and she is taking it out on you, which isn't fair. And also like you don't have to take that. Like that is something that you can just be like, you can have this conversation with her like one time. You give a reminder the next time it comes up, and then be like, hey, I'm actually not going to call you and tell you about my weekend, because like I'm next week, I'm not going to call you after the weekend because this is what you do. Or if she starts talking like this, be like, okay, it's been fun and I'm going to head home now. Like you create those boundaries there where like she doesn't feel comfortable with that. And I am a little bit curious what the divorce, because you said it was amicable. They handled it way better than most people. But like Melissa said, like your contrast to it is a little bit Real Housewivesy. Like it is a little bit extreme. And I do wonder if like your mom complained about your dad a lot to you or vented to you about this. And so you have this feeling of alliances, or that her approval, because she's told you things about him and their relationship, that should color your feelings towards him, or just have you slightly more hesitant or whatever. And I would say to that is like, that was deeply inappropriate. Like she should not have done that if that was something that she did. If she has emotionally leaned on you as like a friend, even if you were in high school, even if you were out of high school, that's not appropriate. And it's also the part that I find so ironic is it's so often that parents who do that, who parentify their children or talk to them like they're adults, then will weaponize the, oh, you don't even care about me and I'm your mom. Yep. And it's like, whatever happened to that loving mommy? Like, you can't have it both ways, like wanting all of this respect and admiration and all of that, but then wanting to talk to your kid like a therapist or like a friend. it just does not create that level of respect there because, like, it does inherently make you see that person differently. But I'm not telling you to go extreme with this, but I'm just saying I'm a big believer in, like, especially with things with family, like, you need to preserve your peace, especially if you, like, love your parents and it sounds like you have good relationships with them individually aside from this. And so the longer you let her continue to talk to you like this, the more you'll resent her and the more it'll blow up.
Yeah.
Like, the more that you can just shut it down and just create physical space and boundaries, and that might upset her, but ultimately, like, you understand that it's like, if you keep putting yourself in that situation, you're like, then I'm never gonna fucking see you again. Like, at least I can spare myself from aspects of these feelings. And then also, I would say the last thing, if you're feeling like you really want to go above and beyond, which again, I cannot stress is not your responsibility. If you have like aunts or you have, you know, her friends or something being like, hey, would you like take my mom out? I think that she's been kind of missing on some friendship or family connection, something like that. And I can't provide all of that for her. And I think she'd really appreciate it. Don't tell her I said this, but like, you know, if you could just reach out to her. I think that's a very nice thing to do. And it also will tell you, like Melissa said, like, is she searching for community or does she just want to fucking bitch? And in that case, she needs to go to therapy.
Right. Because it's been at the minimum, you didn't say like when they got divorced, but at the minimum, it's been 5 years.
Yeah. 5 years for an amicable divorce.
Right. That's why I'm thinking
it probably
there's
wasn't.
Some underlying thing that's going on that you don't know about. And she needs to work those feelings out in therapy. Maybe she needs to date. I don't know.
She needs something. Like, she needs a TV
she needs
show.
A hobby. She needs something.
She needs something to invest in that's not you doing exactly what she wants. That will create her happiness. Because also, like, even if you, like, never hung out with them again, she'd be like, oh, and now you're staying at home because of me, because blah, blah, blah. Like, she's just having a lot of, like, self-pity and wallowing and wants to take that out on you versus, like, reflecting on, like, oh, I might not be feeling so great about myself right now.
It's not you, it's her. I would be direct with her and let her know how I'm feeling. And just because you spend more time with your father doesn't mean that you love her any less. Like the things that you told us. Like, does she not expect you to get to know this woman? Which if you didn't want to, that's perfectly fine. But it seems like you actually want to.
If you left out that this is like the affair partner that broke up the relationship, or this is like her like best friend or something like that, that would make sense to me. But aside from things that are like that extreme, amicable divorce, 5 years, it does not make sense. Because I could understand if it was like forced to be amicable because like it was like it's her sister, it's her best friend. It's something like that where it's like, oh, I'm so mad that like I can't even be a little bit mad without like unfucking leashing my anger. So like I'm bottling it up. Because I think there's a difference between like bottling it up and like now it's finally coming out and just being lonely and thinking that you were going to do better than like having it be a competition. Because then I'm like, well, then it wasn't so amicable if you're viewing this as a competition.
So, you know, let's maybe work those feelings out, not with me, mother. Thank you so much.
And also you can suggest that you guys go to therapy together.
Yeah. So then it doesn't seem like you're just pointing fingers.
Yeah. Because the therapist will probably suggest that your mom go to therapy on her own, too.
Bonjour, compadre. It's the
Priceline Negotiator.
How do I negotiate so many great travel deals? My greatest gadget, the Priceline app. It's got hotel deals, flight deals, rental car deals, all of those deals in a bundle. Deals, game day deals, concert trip deals. No one deals more deals than Priceline. Hold your horses, there's more. The app lets you filter hotels by neighborhood, vibe, star level, and amenities like pools and spas and beachfronts and... Wait, I'm not done. Stop cutting me off.
Priceline.
This is a Bose moment. You're 10 boring blocks from home until the beat drops in Bose clarity. And the bass line transforms boring into maybe the best part of your day. Your life deserves music. Your music deserves Bose. Find your perfect product at Bose.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You know those friends who support your preference for podcasts over music on road trips? That's the energy State Farm brings to insurance. With over 19,000 local agents, they help you find the coverage that fits your needs, so you can spend less time worrying about insurance and more time enjoying the ride. Download the State Farm app or go online at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Speaking of legal issues.
Are we really? The legal issue of divorce?
Exactly.
Okay.
Which leads me to segue straight into, have you seen how absolutely an itch for the lititch, as in everybody's trying to get litigious lately?
Who? Specifically?
Specifically, two people. Right now, trademark law is getting fun.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I haven't seen anything specific, but I have to deal with a lot of it with my job, So
there's a drag queen, Patagonia.
Okay. Oh, we're still back on that? That started a while ago.
So technically it started in January, but she waited until the day before Pride Month to say that they're suing her for millions of dollars and that all of this stuff, and they're trying to silence her. When in reality, they were like, you are so fine to have this drag name. We're both in the advocacy, climate change space, outdoor space. You just don't use don't put Patagonia on merchandise or anything like that. And she's done photo shoots wearing gloves that have the Patagonia logo that say Patagonia, stickers, the whole same thing. And then she filed a trademark for Patagonia, and they were like, oh God, okay, we had an agreement. You can't, and for the exact same categories. And so there are lots of people who are like, you'll never catch me signing for the corporation. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy that you just plug your ears and ignore facts. It's giving very Trump-like, that we're no, I just don't like this. Or regardless, I'm not a fan. But the one I just saw, which I was like, oh my God, this is happening in another realm too. Some girl named Ali Rose Co., who has a TikTok, which has led into a small business of bookish related items, like merchandise, bookmarks, tote bags, T-shirts, sweatshirts. She posted on her story, you guys, really, really exciting. Truly, it is Lena Dunham wrote this as scripted. It is in a way that I was oh, this sounds like a character that Lena Dunham would have written, how they would have written it. Not saying that this is what she would have said herself, but or a Mindy Kaling show. It's very much giving a,
please don't
oh
put
God.
The two of those in the same category.
No, but doesn't she write insufferable characters?
Who?
Not all of them. Mindy Kaling. She has villains in her shows.
Yeah, but they're not they're not insufferable in the same way. Some of them, okay, I can see the parallels, but I'd say her most recent stuff not as bad as it's been in the past.
You know what I'm thinking of.
I know what you're thinking
and I don't even watch it. You told me about it.
I know.
Which, by the way, Melissa, I saw an edit of this and I gasped. I scrolled past it and then I scrolled back and I said, there's no fucking way that this is the thing. She posted on her story saying, so she trademarked the phrase, hot girls read. She started this, she said that she's been doing this since 2023, which everyone's hot girls read has been a thing since 2006. That's, and really popularized in 2019 with Meg Thee Stallion, but that's not, you didn't invent this. Hot girls read is officially ours, crying happy face. Or the tearing up cutie face. 3 years ago, I started reading more consistently and finally started to love to read. I put Hot Girls Read on some bookmarks and crews, and the rest is freaking history. In the least corny way possible, that little phrase changed my life and changed the entire course of my business in a way I never saw coming. I love that because of those 3 words, a lot of you found me and love talking books with you. This trademark is for the freaking girls. And then she did a follow-up saying, this is celebratory, of course, but I also want to, parentheses, very gently, with peace and love, 10 exclamation points, say that I officially have the trademark for Hot Girls Read in the following categories: bookmarks, stickers, notebook covers, book covers, notepads, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and hooded sweatshirts. I've seen lots of Hot Girls Reads on items from other businesses that follow me, so if that is you, please remove those listings from your site as soon as possible. Heart. With love.
Oh my gosh.
What?
This isn't gonna surprise me. With her ethnicity, that one girl that's
Melissa.
obsessed with hockey.
No, that one was an anomaly, and that's why I had to tell you beforehand.
Okay.
No, okay. This is a white woman.
Okay.
So it's just blowing up in her face because she so deeply overplayed her hand. The same thing that is happening with Patagonia, where I'm okay, it's you don't realize that your audience crossover between you and this other competitor or other thing is almost 100%. And like overplaying the like loyalty that people have to you. But it's like when Patagonia was like, well, you know, I'm an environmentalist and I can't believe they're doing that to me. And I go, okay, well, they donate like they're like a registered, they don't take profit. They donate all of their profit, and their profit is more than you are making. So like if that's something that's supposed to be tying at your heartstrings,
they're doing more.
They're doing more. They're doing the same thing, but also like more. And the same thing with this girl being like, so I know a lot of my mutuals who also have these bookstores. Do you not think that other people are buying from them? People who your customers are also buying from them. And so now there's like a counter suit for the trademark, basically. So the way that Patagonia stepped in when they found out that Patagonia was filing for it, now people who have owned Hot Girls Read merchandise from other companies from decades ago are all submitting that to like try and get that to be stopped. Yeah. But also, like, it's such a waste of, because she needs to be litigious for every time she sees it. Otherwise, she'll lose the trademark. So I'm like, you're just going to spend all this money that it is not like a fightable or winnable kind of trademark to have at all. And I just find it comical. Like, I find it incredibly comical. And she's also like doubling down, being like, you know, it's just, oh, and the best part. This is her first trademark. She didn't trademark her own name, so now someone else is already in the works of trademarking her company name.
Cool. This just reminds me when the React brothers tried to trademark reactions.
Yep. The Fine brothers being like, yeah, React, that's going to be... They tried to trademark the word and the concept of reacting videos. I'm so sorry. Huh?
But weren't they successful in doing it and then they just took it away?
So that's what happens with most of the trademarks. Like the trademark office isn't like,
they don't like research.
No, they're not like deep diving all of that unless it's like blatantly obvious. You just have to show that
you've been doing things.
Yes.
They're not looking at other things.
Other people come in and, because when people are like, well, they approve the trademark, I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Then other people, once they see that this is happening, then they go in and then they're like, oh, let me counteract that. So that's what happened with the Fine brothers. But I was just like, there's like no fucking way that that's enforceable at all, because are you going to trademark like me reacting to like someone telling me a story in real life? Like,
right.
What about like audience footage of a concert? We are reacting to the concert. Like, you can't trademark a concept. Like, that's like, I'm trademarking perception. Being perceived is now I own being perceived, and like nobody else can be perceived or perceive. Like, what? What the fuck? But I just find it so interesting that like we have small business late stage capitalism into like excessive trademark use that like now we're having to side with like the law that actually protects small businesses when small businesses are being like, wow, you're going to agree with this corporation over me, a small business? And I go, but what? Like, why are you doing this with your small business? Like, wild. Oh, and the crazy part, this girl, a vast majority of things at her shop are other people's IP that she has not licensed. So she has bookmarks that have like the names of all these different books from like different authors, and uses their names, uses Taylor Swift's names in marketing, uses her song title, all of this stuff.
She's just setting herself up to go into bankruptcy.
No, I think she's completely tanked her entire small business, which like the idea or the concept of needing to scale everything, like scale, grow, is the demise of so many things, especially when it comes to like shopping small. And it's like there was another author who had gotten online and like someone was saying that I think they had like asked her if her book was at a library, or they were getting a book from a library, and she was like, respectfully, like, buy my book. Like, libraries are like so negatively affecting authors. We don't get paid pretty much anything when you check it out from a library. It's much more important to like buy the book. And I was like, oh my God, an author getting on here saying fuck those libraries is crazy. It's just we've small businessed too close to the sun. But I've been loving the deep dives of it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very entertaining.
And I'm always so fascinated by law and like how those things like work and the intricacies of it, and like how we as everyday people participate in it and get to participate and also have to participate in it, but then also can like completely misunderstand it and then get tied up in legal issues because we've opted for the legal system that we didn't fully understand.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, you can go as fast as you want if you stay in your own lane. So let's do that. Let's do that.
And also, if you go too fast, you'll burn out.
Yeah.
Gotta make it sustainable.
True.
I also just can't imagine, like, I don't know. I have a problem with monetizing my hobbies. Like, that's something that I've always, because like that's how my career started. Like, so I have a hard time with that. But I just can't imagine like just getting back into reading and being like, well, I should start a business now.
Yeah.
Because of it.
There's like part of my writing where that's for me, and somebody was like, this is like you could probably make so much money doing it, like putting this out. This is probably the most lucrative thing you have. And I was like, no, like this is mine. I don't want other people to have it. I want the people that enjoy it to have it, but I don't want it to like be this huge thing. I'm creative. I can come up with other things, and I have, and I've been successful in my own way. Like I don't need to monetize every aspect of everything in my life.
Yeah, because I always think like if you feel like you have to do that, then if you only have one good idea, then it's just one good idea. Like if I can't come up with more, or I can't like expand on that or get more creative, like then this probably isn't, I don't have that muscle yet or ever. Like to rely on just that one thing, it's miserable. Like you can't try and like create the one perfect thing, because also like everything else is out of your control, that like it could not work out and all of that stuff. And then it's like you spent all your time investing in the one thing and that's all you had. It's
like
not worth it.
My sister Melanie is really good at like designing like t-shirts and things like that, and she has a Cricut and a heat press, and she loves just like creating things for people that she loves. And my mom keeps being like, you should like sell this stuff, and she's like, I don't want to. Like I just want
it won't
this
be fun
to be,
anymore.
I just want it to be something that I create for other people for fun because I want to.
Because then you have to come up with another hobby.
Right.
After you've monetized that one.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll get into the update.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, this is Zoe Deutsch.
And Nick Robinson. Our brand new movie, Voicemails for Isabel, is all about those little moments that feel like the universe is looking out.
Feeling homesick, then your sister calls.
Hearing that perfect song exactly when you need it. Sometimes life rigs things in our favor, like learning about your new favorite rom-com, Voicemails for Isabel. Only on Netflix, June 19th.
This is what everyone's talking about.
Everything's on the table.
This is what champions come to take. This is what everyone came to see.
And the slam!
No do-overs. No second chances. No more Mr. Nice Guy. This is winner take all. The NBA Finals continue on ABC and the ESPN app.
Plan B is a backup birth control option that's there for you when things don't go according to plan. It specifically works after unprotected sex and before pregnancy occurs by temporarily delaying ovulation. Plan B is available nationwide at all major retailers and through delivery apps like DoorDash. No ID, prescription, or age requirement. It's the #1 OBGYN recommended brand of emergency contraception, and it won't impact your future fertility. That's freedom to be. Use as directed.
We are back, and it's time for the update.
So this is a person that met their friend at work. And then while they met their friend at work, they were also in this long-term relationship. This person and their friend would hang out all the time. Now this person lives with her friend, no longer with that old relationship, in a new relationship. And the friend is like, hey, you're putting too many eggs in one basket.
I'm feeling left behind, essentially.
Yep. So here's the update.
Hi, I just heard the pod episode with my submission. First, did you guys see Keke's little freestyle? I got tagged in that on Instagram so many times. People are like, have you seen? I'm beginning to think she's interested in Sean, LOL. Second, so my friend who is 33 and I don't work together anymore. I'm also moving in like 2 weeks. Our living situation is kind of odd because her and her son. There's a son? Because her and her son live with her parents. How do you have free time with a kid? Also,
I mean, you can have free time, but like
enough to complain about your friend.
Right.
Like, you've got precious moments.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when I said every other weekend she texts me, I meant that I'm with my girlfriend every weekend, but friend doesn't text me every single weekend I'm there. I told her that I think we don't have as much intentional time together since we live together. I also think that because the living situation isn't like our own apartment and it's both of our homes, I don't want to be there. So when you said that she lives with her parents, did you live with her parents?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm a ghost in someone else's house. Not because of anything they've done, but just the dynamic of things. It's a weird situation with a lot of layers, but I think that me not living in the same house as her will help. Thanks so much. I loved your advice. Oh, and the eggs comment had me cackling. It's also funny because my girlfriend and I are both women with biological eggs. So yeah, a lot of eggs in one basket.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. We were not trying to assume the sex assigned at birth, but we were thinking that there's at least more than one person amount of eggs.
Right.
A lot of fucking eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing in the kid in the living with their parents, that
adds another layer that it doesn't help your friend's situation much either.
No, it's very, that to me gives a lot more emotionally stunted, and sometimes people who have kids young-ish or
I don't know how old the kid is.
Yeah, or who have kids and they think that inherently makes them like more mature, but it doesn't make you more of an adult or more responsible or more mature. It means that you had an opportunity to step up and be more responsible and be more adult and be more mature. So I could see this being like, living with her parents, having you there, like she's probably relies on a lot of people and not just for like childcare, but also emotional support and like all of those other things that it feels like all of those relationships carry a lot more weight because there's, a higher needs in that kind of friendship or that relationship as a whole. So I have faith in the friendship though, moving forward.
Yeah, I think once you get out of the house with them, which you say you're doing, I think that the friendship will mend itself because it does make things odd because they're all related. You're not, even though I'm sure they probably treat you so great, but it's still like
someone else's house.
They have a different connection than you have.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be weird.
And you're acknowledging that like you do feel a type of way about it. So like it's not like this is coming out of nowhere from her. And it's like, yeah, I definitely have been acting a little bit weird. So I'm changing the circumstance that has made me act a little bit weird, and that will probably repair. And also it sounds like you want to maintain this friendship, and that's like the key into maintaining any relationship is like both people wanting to. Like it really is like that simple. If you want to make it work, you'll find a way to make it work as long as both people are there and have those feelings. But did you see Keke's freestyle?
Yeah.
Does it change anything for you?
No.
Did you watch her architectural digest home tour?
Mm-hmm.
And where her mother stashed the photo of her baby's father in the credenza?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, oh, I was half expecting Sharon to have a framed picture of Sean right there. Just like, she's going to wake up and she's going to be like, woo, hovering it above her bed. Like, picture of Sean, woo. I have to say, though, I think her living situation, like that, I live with a man and I love him to death. But that sounds like kind of epic to be with like your sister and your best friend, like, and your kids, like just like moms together with kids. I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's fun.
That sounds really fun. And I saw someone on Instagram in New York. It was like 2 single moms with their kids all living in an apartment together. And she was like, I would never not do this. Like, it's so much easier. And I was like, that's really nice.
Yeah, community.
Mm-hmm. Love Community. Never seen that show, though.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Were you a Soup girl?
Yeah.
Me too.
I've been to the Soup a few times.
Yeah.
When it was on. Yeah.
So having me pivot to like him being a full-blown character, I go, I'm so sorry. This is the Soup. This is confusing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't, but it just wasn't my humor, even though I know people loved it. But it's still a beloved show.
Mm-hmm. Mott's likes that one, I think.
Yeah. Let's read. We haven't done this in a long time. Let's read some comments. Jules said, "This lilac is beautiful on you, Melissa. Thanks." And then Meghan Kelly said, oh, but not that.
Meghan Kelly?
Not that Meghan Kelly.
I'm sorry. That person probably hears that all the fucking time.
Hello, Sacramento friends. I live here too, and I just came to commiserate with you about how terrible the job market is. My job is so draining for my mental health, and I make minimum wage, and I've been looking for a new one for months. I keep striking out at everything. Like, the stories I have from these companies is insane. So I don't have any advice, but just know I'm right there with you, girl. This is from the episode that that the update is from. The person that had called in for this particular comment works at an insurance company, and they are having a hard time finding a new job. And then Moises said from the episode Sexist Relationship, break up with your boyfriend. Yeah, because he's boring.
Break up with your boyfriend.
Yeah. Sophie said, someone get Melissa on a yacht.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments about how amazing I look, so we're just going to go past them, but I see them and I love you. Thank you so much.
You can read them all. We know. She's a hottie.
Okay. Saf said, I rolled over from YouTube and, well, I'm glad people are listening on the YouTube app. I didn't know how many people. There are a couple of you that wanted us to put it over there, but awesome. I rolled over from YouTube and I'm very glad I did, looking amazing. I opened this video as directed by Meghan and audibly went, ooh. That was from Atlas Hope. Tess said, looking good, Melissa. Moises said, OMG, Melissa. Okay, we're through those comments. Jay Runsnack said, I have debilitating motion sickness and my goal this year is to try the glasses. Okay, those are those glasses you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Moises also just said, just cancel all cruises. Also, Megan saying Mott's likes whales remind me of that one Destiny's Child clip. It reminded me too, but I didn't want to misquote it, so I didn't give the impression of it.
I couldn't even quote it exactly right
whales.
now, but I know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Nicole said, the way this podcast continues to parallel the most stressful seasons of my life is both terrifying and comforting. I'm sorry, Nicole. We haven't seen you in a long time. Hope all is well. But there's a lot of comments. Go on Spotify. You can leave comments that are episode specific and read the comments if you'd like. Leave comments. You can also still leave comments on Apple too. If you haven't done one in a while and you mostly listen on Apple, which I know most people do, leave one. Update it. Let us know what you think.
Let us know how much time has passed, where you're at now when you were listening versus where you started when you were listening.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love it. Also, Melissa, if you ever want to feel better about our governor election, you should look into who's running for governor in Colorado. I just discovered this about like a week ago, and I told Monson he had no idea. There is a man who might be a serial killer. They had to ask him. Unfortunately, I mean exactly the only definition of that, where they said, how many people have you killed? And he goes, there's no way to know. And so then
how did this even come up?
Because all he does is talk about that, like, he's killed a lot of people and, like, some people need to die.
Was he in the military?
Hey, that's a great question. So he was, but he actually never was in combat, and he never even made it past, like, nothing even in the field whatsoever. Not even, like, things that he worked on adjacent killed other people. Like, not even that. And he also is one of those, like, child traffic saving people, like, you know, all that kind of thing. And so he is, like, in fact, a pathological
Be specific
liar.
About what that means, in case somebody's new and dipping in and don't know what you mean.
They're like, you're pro-child trafficking? Right. No. He's one of those white evangelical Christian guys who, like, claims that he saves all of these kids from child trafficking. And, like, none of it is verified. None of it is real. And it's just, like, fear-mongering and harboring, like, anything against anyone who is, like, not the color of white milk. Or whole milk. Like that, it's white milk. But I mean,
chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. That was like strawberry milk and chocolate milk. Yeah.
Banana milk. Mm-hmm. There's different kinds of milk.
But yeah, he's just like an absolute fucking nutcase. Absolute fucking nutcase. And unfortunately, he's like still in the race, and it's like really fucking scary. And I had like brought it up to Mods. I was like, whoa, we have to talk about that guy. And he goes, who are you talking about? And I showed him a video again. Is this real? Because the first time I watched it, I thought it was The Onion. Because they were like, how many people have you killed? And he's like, aside from like, you know, when your dad forced you to kill that person at 7 years old. And I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I know, it's crazy. So anytime that like I look at New York and they've got Mondomny and the Knicks, and I'm just like, I then look at Colorado and I go, well, some of us are going through it. Some of us are on a down year, not an up year.
Okay. Well, Megan, that doesn't. It doesn't make me feel any. I mean, I'm really not feeling that bad, to be honest.
No, I know you're giving me motivation, even offline. Melissa's you're helping me feel less doom and despair.
Look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. You'll be fine.
You know numbers, and
numbers
have a hard time.
I know.
I'm going off of vibe, and you're right. I need to stop doing that. I need to go from the numbers.
Yeah, and I think you've gotten yourself in a hole on social media where I've removed myself from social media so I can take a step back, because I was very much in my holes and I had to dig myself out. So, you know,
it's a good call.
Reset the algorithm.
Oh my God, just Jared is reporting on Spencer Pratt polling numbers. That's how you know, like, the wrong person is running. Why are you on just Jared? This should not be pop culture.
Okay, well, join us on Thursday where we'll be reviewing Sister Act, the first one. I love that movie.
Me too.
And if you didn't listen last week, listen to I Love Boosters. Or go watch I Love Boosters and then listen to the episode for But Am I Watching? All right. Join us next week on Monday for another episode of Don't Blame Me. You got something else?
Nope.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
This Father's Day, when you ship UPS Air at the UPS store, your items arrive on time or your money back, guaranteed at no extra cost. It's like the father of all shipping services. It shows up to the airport way too early, just to play it safe. It's overprotective about all the things that truly matter, and it's always prompt, especially to be with family. Make it your first choice to celebrate your dad. Ship UPS Air with our money-back guarantee, exclusively at the UPS Store U.S. retail locations. Visit the upsstore.com/airshipping for full details. Terms and conditions apply.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry. Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable. From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces, ready to be engraved with your summer mantra. Each design moves with you, from beach days to golden nights, and every memory in between. Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection, in-store or online at pandora.net, and let your summer unfold.
There's a new way to Sweet Green. Meet Wraps. Handheld, hearty, and made for life on the move. With bold, chef-crafted flavors, fresh ingredients, and over 40 grams of protein, they're built to satisfy without slowing you down. Try Wraps today in the app or at order.sweetgreen.com. Available at all participating locations.